there, I'm Melissa Galbraith, the fiber artist behind MCreativeJ. I create nature-inspired hand embroidery kits and patterns. Today I'm so excited to share two of my new Cyanotype embroidery kits. The newest is Cyanotype Florals and Cyanotype DIY Forage. So let's dive into these box kits and see what you get in them. This is the Cyanotype Florals pattern, and it comes with this really beautiful indigo dyed fabric, some bluish thread, and when stitched looks like the cyanotype print. This one has floral designs on it, and the box kit looks like this. So let's open it up and see what's included. First off, when we open up our box kit, we have a card that kind of invites you to slow down, have fun, and gives you inspiration on where you can find more details and get in touch with me. Then inside the kit we have a really nice high quality beechwood embroidery hoop by Nerge. It has some really beautiful brass finishing here and thicker brass finishes on the outside. Itself is a really nice thick wood, and they hold your fabric really tightly and offer really good tension. Along with a hoop, you get full skeins of embroidery thread. These are DMC 6-stranded cotton, and this kit uses 3 colors. Now it might not look like it, but when we stitch this one, we actually blend these 3 colors together to create this cyanotype pattern. Along with that, we have a John James embroidery needle. It has a really nice big eye, so it's easy to thread for beginners and is a good length. My business card, we'll get to this piece in a second. This is the indigo dyed fabric. Each piece is slightly different, but has really beautiful marbling and dark, rich blue colors on there. And we have a water-soluble pattern. There's instructions on how to use it right here. But it's a black and white outline that you would follow along, and then when it's all done, you wash the pattern away. And then these 2 pieces are for you to back your embroidery hoop. So you can cover the back with felt and then attach a sawtooth hook so that way you could hang up your project when you're all done. Now let's dive into the instructions. So included in the instructions here, just open this on up. You have a nice big photo to begin with, and then you walk through what's included in your kit, so everything I just mentioned, and then what's not included. So you will need scissors, you might potentially need a needle threader, and you might need safety pins or craft glue when you finish your hoop on the back, depending upon what's easiest for you. I don't use those, but I have had some people find it is helpful. Then we dive into prep before stitching. So this talks about the thread, how long I usually recommend measuring out a length, and how to split your thread apart. We talk about threading the needle and then creating a knot at the end of the thread. I like to do what's called a quilter's knot, and with that I offer step-by-step photo instructions here that walk you through how to make this quilter's knot here. Then on page 4 we have a diagram for what stitches are used where, and we dive into the instructions themselves. So it talks about placing your fabric in the hoop, how to get your pattern onto the fabric, and then it reminds you that with this kit you use 1 strand of each of these 3 colors, and it starts off with the split back stitch. This is how to do that, and then on the next page there are again step-by-step photo instructions for this specific stitch. Then it continues on through the pattern. We move on to the leaf stitch, and there's photo step-by-steps on how to do that. A few more on this next page here, and then we move on to the detached chain lazy daisy stitch. Again, step-by-step photo instructions that continue on to the next page here, and we also talk about the French knot. So there's step-by-step photo instructions for that, and on the next page, and then the straight stitch and how to do that. After you're all done stitching, this talks about how to wash away your pattern and removing your piece from the hoop and then putting back in once your fabric is dried. After that, the kit walks you through how to finish your embroidery hoop on the back, so that felt and sawtooth hook right here, and again, step-by-step photo instructions on how to finish that up, and then attaching the felt on the back with the whip stitch. So all in all, the Cyanotype Florals embroidery kit walks you through a handful of different beginner embroidery stitches and how to do this pattern from start to finish. Now let's dive into the other kit. Let me move a few things out of the way first. So along with the Cyanotype Florals, I'm introducing Cyanotype DIY Forage. And the reason this one is called DIY is because you get to create your own design with the included patterns. So this one has a bunch of different individual patterns and you can place them out however you would like when you stitch. So let's open up this one and see how it's a little different and what you could do with this beginner kit. So just like the last kit, it includes one of those cards. We also have a 4-inch beechwood hoop. It's a nerd hoop, so really good quality there. And then we have all of these individual patterns and you can place them however you want, and I'll walk us through that in just a minute. Just like the previous kit, you get 3 skeins of embroidery thread, your John James needle, business card in case you need to reach out, backing materials, and our indigo dyed fabric again. So with this one, and I'll open up the instructions so you can see how this works, but it tells you how to place your fabric in the hoop, and then with this you can place your patterns out however you want. So if you wanted to do it exactly like this one here, it would be like this kind of goes here, this guy maybe down here, up here, and like so. So we place all of these in like that, or you can play around and do whatever you want. Maybe you only want a couple patterns. So we would maybe place like here, here, and do another one here. Could have one coming in this way. You can really play around with these however you'd like, and then see what would fit inside the embroidery hoop here. Oh. And as you can see, these patterns can overlap. You could cut them apart. Maybe you only want half of this or a portion of this pattern to show through. But yep, you can add them in however you would like here. And when you're happy with your designs, you just peel off the back of these and place them sticky side down on the front of the fabric here. They're just like water-soluble stickers. So let's see how this kit walks you through this project. So we also have really nice printed instructions here to walk you through everything. And again, it tells you exactly what's included in your kit, everything I just mentioned, and what's not included. We get information about thread, threading your needle, and knotting the thread. And just like the other kit, you get step-by-step photo instructions. So this is the quilter's knot here. And then we dive into getting started. So this one does not have a diagram on the top like the previous kit did, because you might not use all the patterns. You might use some of them. You might use certain stitches in some places and certain stitches in others. So for this one, it mentions different stitches and how they might be used. So for stems and outlines, you might use the split back stitch, and it walks you through how to do that. There's a little more on this page here. And then different types of leaf stitches. So it walks you through the leaf stitch. And then also the detached chain or lazy daisy stitch. So this could be another leaf here. We also have flower buds, so French knots. And that is also included on how to make the French knot as well. So you can really mix and match and use whatever stitches you want wherever you want in this pattern. And again, it tells you how to wash away your transfer pattern, and it walks you through how to finish your piece in the hoop with that felt and sawtooth hook. Step-by-steps on how to do all of that. and then attaching the felt on the back again. So these two new Cyanotype inspired kits are really a fun way to create your own Cyanotype pattern, whether you want something specific like florals or you want a little more DIY to customize your pattern. Both of these are really fun options being added to the MCreativeJ Beginner Embroidery Kit collection. I hope you have fun stitching these, and please let me know which one you decide to stitch first.